Good afternoon, dear colleagues. As always on Sunday, Dan Rifleman and the Project ForexTimes. And as always, today we'll consider the probable movement on several trading instruments for the upcoming trading week. And as always, I invite you to the ForexTimes community. Come on down and I'll open up a new universe, as pathetic as that sounds. But I'm sorry, it's the truth. I'm sorry, like talk. I'll tell you stuff even that you probably heard and read many times, but I'll tell you certain secrets to working with, like price takeover work or work on pin bank is full of examples of how to work them. But actually, do you know how the NBAs are formed? How to recognize the kind of NRs that's desirable to work with and it's advisable to skip. The internet doesn't say anything about, I'll tell you about it, come to Community ForexTimes, no regrets at all, especially since the price of education at US is quite democratic, quite low. And if you decide to join Community ForexTimes Lifetime, we will even discuss with you an individual discount for you, dear colleagues. Well, let's go. Let's go euro dollar. As much as we would like to buy the euro dollar, and as much as we don't want to see an impulse in this growth. But here, the impulse, somehow it is not very clear. Dear colleagues, you know that an impulse movement most likely occurs in the form of 5 waves, and there is a certain recommendation between the first wave, the fourth wave, in upward impulse as it is at the moment may not have the right to absorb the maximum of the first wave, except if it is not the initial diagonal. We'd better keep silent here. Therefore, it could only be impulse, but the thing is that this pullback ruins practically everything here. Any impulse movement, no matter how much we don't want it to. One and the second pullback, if we take, for example, the first wave from here, this is a potential fourth wave breaks the maximum of the first wave. And if we decide to take the first wave to start working from here, actually, this is where it ends up, and this is the potential fourth wave breaks the maximum of the first wave. Dear colleagues, no matter how you look at it, nothing will work out for us. Therefore, most likely correction is most likely not 100%. By that, it's 100%. Nothing happens in this world. Always 2 to 3, even if you are sure at all, maximum certainty is still 23%. You're saving for the fact that you're wrong, right? Here is most likely correction A. If this is a correction, theoretically, if we take a closer look at the commodity futures trading commission of commodity futures, which we're seeing showing an 8% drop in buyers, that means that we're still trending upward. But there has been a decrease buyers. So you and I, exclamation point in our minds, buying. But in order for us to have, we need 2 conditions. The first condition is either we need a clear momentum, and then after the correction, make a decision to buy either at around the level of 61.8 on the Fibonacci grid, or by pending orders from the maximum of either wave 1 or the corrective wave B, and the second option, or the market starts market growth, and there's an EO that works out liquidity. In this case, it is possible to enter the market to buy. 2 options at the moment. We don't have any of those options, and let's see why I keep talking about, I talk about buying and I talk about buying, for the simple reason that if we take this growth, you and I are now in the W1 plane, 2, 3, XY. If I take this height, then again, it's the same plane. W1, 2, 3, XY ends the plane in wave. Why we are we consider buying. Also, dear colleagues, buying should not be considered right from the opening of the market for the simple reason that we have a pin bar has appeared. And this is a bearish HP. So we can consider buying. As I say, we have a reversal NP forming here, which will update the minimum values, a reversible pin bar on Monday, which will make a low. That is going to eat up all this liquidity at the bottom. And then we can consider buying either from the pin bar or on the correction buying in this way. But believe me, dear, update the minimum value and then momentum, i.e. price opened here, the price closed here, is the small body of the candlestick. And this is the big shadow. There you go. This is actually how it will be. We will have an impulse, and then after correction, we will buy pin bar NR, impulse. Actually, dear colleagues, don't be afraid on smaller time frames to see if there is impulse. So on the euro dollar, we've made up our minds. We're considering a buy, but you and I need either momentum or a pin bar with liquidity working out. We need a pattern to enter the market. And why to buy? I actually just showed you we have a move, and right now we're just in a probability wave. Wave Y. It's the last extreme wave in the plane. If, dear colleagues, you don't remember or don't know what a planes, please look on the internet on the Elliott wave theory, because at the moment we have a plane. There is such a plane with you, 1, 2, 3, WXY. There is a plane of 2 more orders of magnitude. That is a complicated plane. Similar to a normal correction, but it too can be a plane, and the most favorite, a plane that's very hard to recognize. WXY, the thing about wave Y is that the end of wave Y below the base of wave W is also a plane. Try to recognize such a plane to recognize it in the market. Imagine the price goes up, and then you have this, a plane like this. Try to recognize that the correction is over here and the momentum is over. Here's the air defense. Try to catch this growth. Oh, it's extremely hard, and these planes are very, very beautiful and are often recognized in the market. All right, let's move on. Gold is the same. Dear colleagues, also the same. The only thing is that on gold, I will boast a little bit, because 2 months ago, when we saw this correction of 1-2T, and it approached the 38.2 Fibonacci level from the low to the high, there were a lot of analysts were saying it was time to buy. And when we got this, I said, oh, that's a weird rise. It's not impulsive at all. Well, there's, of course, it's got some kind of momentum there inside the 2T. But when I was laying it out on the hourly time frame, I didn't like it very much. I told you 2 months ago, I told you that I like it on the contrary, DADU, and actually it's like that in principle, theoretically. Now it turned out, and dear colleagues, we have already reached the level 50% Fibonacci level. And at the moment, theoretically, we have 2 levels, 50% and 61.8, from which to consider buying. The question is how to consider buying. Well, again, either the price falls, starts to turn around, a pin bar is formed with working off liquidity, and we can work, or else a price takeover, by the way. A takeover. I need to give you a lecture. To listen to or individually read to 2 TM people so you can understand what we have. A price takeover, or again, the price is falling, momentum correction. We make a decision to enter the market either from the level of 61.8 Fibonacci or pending orders back from the maximum of the first wave or from the maximum of wave B. So that's it for gold. Then we are in a holo euro buy and gold buying, by the way. Dear colleagues, here we have a pin bar. was formed right at the level of 50% Fibonacci. A bullish pin bar has formed. In any case, do not work out this pin bar to buy, because why would it be here, formed here? Why would it form here? Why would it form here? To form here, I don't see why it wasn't formed here. Take a look. Please, here we have on the hourly time frame pin bar formation. What does it is working out here? Nothing, or I'm either I don't see something I don't know, or it's here, it's not working out anything. Here we go again. Just like this pin bar also, you think that it's working out. It was good. It was a good decision actually after it. It's very lucky for you if you close the position with a plus, but you got caught after it, which is right into corrective movement of an impulse. And this is a correction after which the price flew down. That's why it's better not to work out such NBAs. To work out, although on the history you can look at such NBAs also work, but it's better not to work them out. Please, 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 please. So again, so as far as the euro is concerned, as far as gold, we're just sitting back and see what will happen on the market. Speaking of which, dear colleagues, on gold Hydra options, PUD is quite high. The price is already in the strongest range of support, which is created by the Hrami of PUD options and their premiums and premiums. You know what they are. They're the levels at which futures contracts to open futures contracts with maximum volumes, because professionals at the T option hedge level have already closed their futures on. And here we also have the market loss level, which so far at the moment, the price being below, it already brings potential losses. The market maker at the time of expiry of weekly option contracts already losses. So the market maker will be their losses and protect their money. I'll show you how it happens. We had an expiration of weekly option contracts on Friday. The price on Thursday was well below the market maker's loss level. What the market maker did, they went from Thursday through Friday night, the price went up, protecting their money, protecting their money. Here we have one level of loss. The market maker has a second level of loss. The market maker gets the money. And I'm sure you have heard of a level like Max Madeira, Poremo, JMLO type of preet, or in other words, the maximum loss of the buyers of option contracts, that is, the holders at the moment option contracts, if the price is above the market maker's upper loss level at the time of expiration, the market maker will take a loss. And you got to know the market, especially in gold. I can actually show you the last 3 weeks that we have here. Look, this is the Friday MOPI level at the time of expiration where the price is right next to it. Friday's MOPI level at the time of expiration 2 weeks ago, this is the MOPI level at the time of expiration a week ago. And unfortunately, this week, Kodo ends, the market maker was unable to keep the price near their loss level. The market maker, they took a loss at the time of expiration. Next week, they're going to try very hard to make up for it. A lot of things that tell us to buy gold, to consider, as at least consider buying. Dear colleagues, the SP500 index will not, I'm not going to tell you anything because I still don't believe in the American for more than half a year. I don't believe in the US corporate sector. I think will be in trouble, especially if the Federal Reserve continues to raise interest rates, are going to be in trouble, and there's going to be serious problems. And the S&P 500, the S&P 500 index is going to go down, which is what the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the Dow Jones Index, is telling me. For the simple reason that the 31,000 level is still relevant, and the price has been a month down. Although in fact it's still, I think the price is still going down in a corrective move, but we'll see if this corrective movement to develop into an initial diagonal and then we will fly down. but the level 31,000 will be taken. Well, dear colleagues, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We don't consider ex-ratri at all. Sorry, we're considering selling. Still, the level 31,000 euro, dollar, and gold we keep in our heads. We are buying, but we need patterns in order to enter the market to buy. By the way, more promising among these two comrades looks like the pound dollar, because on the pound dollar, on the to buy hedge put options already 3, 4, 5 option 2 weeks are at the top. That is here a huge number of professionals have been buying put futures. And it doesn't matter that we have a decrease in buyers by 87. I'm more interested in capitalization increase. Usually when buyers come out of buyers, exit the market, they take the money with them. And we see a decrease in capitalization. And right now there's been an increase in capitalization. I'm very curious who's been pouring a lot of money into the market, the sellers or the buyers. We'll see with you in the next trading, but I like the pound better, promising than even the same euro. Thank you very much. Dear colleagues, with you. It's been a day of shooters. Once again, I invite you to the ForexTimes community. Come on over. We'll have a chat. I'll really open up a new universe for you. Bye-bye.